Is presented by Calvo's Insurance, serving Guam for 80 years. Matson, gold sponsor of the 2018 Micro Games in Yap. The all-new 2018 Kona by Hyundai, available at Cars Plus. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dedido. Always open, always local.
Coming up on Prime Time, the threat of furloughs for government employees as agency heads are now preparing for the worst. Plus, testing of the samples were not enough the first time. Environmental officials are forced to make another attempt to test for traces of Agent Orange. And also tonight, everything must go. The Archdiocese of Agana is preparing for a major sale this weekend. We'll give you a sneak peek at the goods. Hafa and good evening to everybody watching on KUAM TV8 or streaming us on Facebook Live. I'm Jason Salas along with Sabrina Salas-Matanani and Bree. Tense times for the island's public sector this evening as preparations are now underway for the possible furloughs of hundreds of government employees. Department of Administration officials have been in discussions with the line agency human resource managers seeking detailed plans for their respective units that are due next week. It is tonight's top story and it is with Nestor Lecanto.
The planning comes ahead of the expected debate by the legislature over the fiscal year 2019 budget. So far, there are two proposals by Appropriations Chair Speaker Benjamin Cruz. One, a responsible budget that includes a 5.5% business privilege tax. The other he calls a reckless budget with no new revenue enhancements. Each agency will decide what staff cuts to make. DOA Personnel Services Administrator Shane Ngata.
The process in and of itself would help department head decide on which positions, not so much employees, which positions they're looking at impacting. And at that point, depending on the kind of furlough that's being proposed, whether it's continuous or non-continuous, there are some considerations, retention points based on experience and performance.
Employees can also challenge the action to the Civil Service Commission. How long might the austerity measures last?
Well, that depends on the finances. A budget goes from year to year, so it's possible, of course, that somebody could do something completely different for fiscal 2020. But we're just trying to deal with fiscal 19.
At this point, officials won't say for sure if the government's expressed priorities of public safety, health, and education will be spared more than other services. Administration Director Ed Burns says they simply can't say.
Roughly 80% of the total government spend is employment costs or related costs. So although you can express that hope, I don't know. We'll know when we get through the exercise.
For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Thanks, Nestor. Could it become a cold case? It has been more than a week since the body of an elderly Air Force veteran was found at the Titan-Nose Apartments in Mangilao. GPD investigators were back at the crime scene today. Authorities say their death investigation is ongoing. It was on Sunday, July 15th. The tenant was found dead inside his second-floor apartment unit. Neighbors have since identified him only as Ray. They say Ray lived alone in the apartment and kept to himself. The chief medical examiner refused to release details of the autopsy pending the outcome of the police investigation. Though police were back on scene today, no word yet if investigators have any new leads to help them solve the case.
Well, Tuesday did mark day 2 in the manhunt for 2 suspects involved in Monday morning's armed robbery at Crown Bakery over in Barrigada. The victim, as you now know, was carrying the store's money in his way to the bank when one of the suspects threatened him with a hammer and demanded cash. That suspect was caught on surveillance video jumping into the getaway car, which police said is a blue Toyota Paseo. That's a sedan, of course. Authorities say the suspect has only been described as being possibly of Chamorro descent, having a full beard, and was last seen wearing a red long-sleeved shirt. No description was given for the driver. Fortunately, the victim was able to get away unharmed, and if you have any information with this or any other crime, you're asked to please call Guam Crime Stoppers. Your call, of course, is anonymous, and that number is always 477-HELP. That's 477-4357.
A bogus social media profile claiming Guam's Attorney General can help you apply for grants is making its rounds. But AG Elizabeth Baird Anderson says the Facebook site that uses her name is a scam. The profile claims Baird Anderson is a grant attorney at the International Development Association and works at the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. The account has been online since November of last year. The AG reported the profile to Facebook requesting it be shut down. She also reported the incident to the National Association of Attorneys General and plans to search her name online more often to ensure this doesn't happen again.
Well, a month after the administration is placed under fire by the FCC for diverting several $1 million from the Emergency 911 Fund, legislation has been introduced to give the FCC power to crack down on state governments that have been doing just that. New York Representative Chris Collins is the author of H.R. 6424, otherwise known as the 911 Fee Integrity Act. This measure would also include territories like Guam to ensure the funds are used to improve the 911 emergency communication systems. As we've been reporting, FCC Commissioner Mike O'Reilly wrote to the Calvo administration last month in which he stated that 911 collected fees must not be corrupted by governments diverting funding for other purposes. Yet Adelup maintains the transfer of fees was made within the parameters of both federal and local law. Now, this new measure would update the law and protect the funds. The FCC commissioner responded to the introduction of the bill, stating, quote, "This is key as states like Rhode Island, New York, and New Jersey, as well as territories like Puerto Rico and Guam, have passed statutes over the years actually requiring the diversion of 911 funds for non-public safety-related purposes. This, he says, is absurd, highlighting the importance of further congressional action to bring consistency and clarity to the matter." For the time being, GFD Chief Joey St. Nicholas tells KUAM News that he has yet to review the bill, but would support anything that protects the integrity of funds for 911 operations.
Iffy results force Guam EPA and the Joint Region Marianas to conduct more soil sampling to prove if Agent Orange was sprayed on Guam. The original testing took place in late April of this year, but officials say the test results from two independent off-island laboratories is inconclusive and could not definitely prove or disprove the presence of Agent Orange. New soil sampling is expected to begin in September with a 60 to 90-day time frame for results. Guam and U.S. EPA do agree to sample beyond the fence at Andersen Air Force Base, though no word yet if the newest sampling will include off-base sites where some veterans claim they sprayed with herbicide.
Down in Sumai, our friends at the Navy are planning to build a more than $56 million outpatient medical facility at Naval Base Guam. The clinical services will include primary care, family practice, medical home care, optometry, physical therapy, industrial hygiene, preventative medicine, and dental services. Marine Colonel Brett Bien is the officer in charge of Marine Corps Activity Guam.
The locations are chosen based off of what the demand signal is. What the demand signal is programmed to be is probably a better answer for that. So, you know, we look at Andersen Air Force Base also. We look at the new cantonment that we've got up at NCTS, the main base, and all of those have been looked at for medical support. And so the plan as we get the Marines here to best accommodate that, we'll make sure that you know, the medical care is there for them, their families, and of course the other dependents and active service members on those respective bases.
The officer further confirms that military retirees and veterans will also have access based on priority standards. He says the on-base facility is not a new addition, but part of the original scope of work for the relocation of Marines from Okinawa to our island. This particular project is funded by the Japanese government and under agreement with the U.S.
This facility is geared toward more minor procedures, maybe optometry, family practice, dental. That'll actually make the whole system far more efficient, as Navy Hospital Guam can focus on those larger issues, the surgeries, the triage, those kind of things, and the new clinic will actually complement Navy Hospital Guam.
Work on the medical facility is expected to be completed by August of 2020. A firm out of Alabama was awarded the construction contract.
Stay tuned. We're back with more news after the break.
There are more ways to experience KUAM News than any other source on Guam. Download the KUAM News app for your Apple or Android device for 24/7 news, sports, videos, weather, streaming with KUAM radio, and important news alerts. And stay connected at home with Guam's first app for Apple TV. All available now from the App Store.
A simple handshake. That's all Jake Calvo needed when he started his company. Today, 80 years later, we like to say thank you to all of you who have taken our hand in trust. Thank you to the dreamers. Thank you to the realists. Thank you to the family-oriented. Thank you to the entrepreneurial. Thank you to those climbing the corporate ladder. And to the ones starting a new life together. Thank you to the traditionalists and the edgy, to the young at heart and the old souls. Thank you to the daring, to the protective, to the practical. Thank you to the hopeful. To all of you from all of us, our deepest, happiest, and infinite thanks.
80 years here for you. 80 years thanks to you. Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust.
As a nurse, I cared for thousands of patients at their time of greatest need. I know how important it is to have our only public hospital accredited. With your help, Josh and I will change our island's approach to healthcare. We will reduce insurance costs, make sure there are enough beds at GMH, better utilize public health centers, and invest in the latest technology. We will get the job done. I'm in to help get us there, and I humbly ask for your vote.
I'm Lulian Guerrero, and I approve this message.
Summer is here, and at Cars Plus and Mighty, that means big savings during our summer clearance event. Right now, save up to $8,000 on select 2018 Ram 1500 SLT Crew Cab, or save $3,250 on a 2018 Chrysler Pacifica, voted Family Car of the Year. 1.99 APR financing is available for qualified buyers. Plus, buy today and receive a Cars Plus value card, where you get 21 cents off per gallon at all Shell stations. Don't miss our summer clearance event, going on now at Cars Plus and Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
There are more ways to experience Guam via KUAM News, giving you what you want, when you want, and how you want it. From smart devices, Alexa, what's in the news?
Here's your flash briefing.
Over the web, on mobile, on streaming platforms, with immersive, interactive formats, and via social media where it's more than just content, it's conversation. More ways to keep you informed and entertained whenever you want it, wherever you are, on whatever device you're using.
Welcome back, and we've got some D18 news for you about the upcoming election, as all 5 gubernatorial teams, all 10 candidates, are set to appear at a forum on Wednesday, hosted by the Guam Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber said the discussion will focus on the economy, general business concerns, and candidates' perspective on various private sector issues. All 5 Adelup hopefuls are expected to attend. They are, of course, Democrats Frank Ugan Jr., Carl Gutierrez, Lulian Guerrero, and Dennis Rodriguez, as well as Ray Tenorio, who is the sole representative of the GOP. The event is scheduled for 11 a.m. at the Hilton in Tumon. It is open only to members of the Chamber of Commerce as well as their guests.
Bargain hunters, thrifters, and the plain curious, you're invited. The Archdiocese of Agania is prepping for a major sale this weekend. Though no one's set to buy the Jotnia property just yet, the church wants to go ahead and empty the former Redemptorist Mater Seminary, formerly Hotel Action, of all its contents. Crystal Paco reports.
Everything and the kitchen sink must go.
Anyone who's interested, but again, we stress that it's a cash and carry basis.
Oh, that might be pulling it.
We're not using credit cards, just again, if you have the cash, and you will be responsible for actually carrying out the items if it's a large item especially.
Archdiocese of Agania's Communications Director Tony Diaz is referring to this weekend's cash and carry sale at the former Hotel Action turned Redemptorist Mater Seminary. The seminary closed doors last Christmas. This is what's left.
It's been sitting here since. So, we've done our best to upkeep what we can. But even before the closing, the time catches up with things. But there are a lot of items that are in good shape. A lot of the wood of the furniture, the desks, and the cabinets, the bookshelves is really good quality wood. And so we, of course, the church never wants to see waste.
There's also dining table sets and chairs and stainless steel appliances. And for you book lovers, there's an entire library of religious titles to choose from.
And we invite people to come on over. This is part of our process to, one, clear the property that has been put up for sale. It's listed, and we wanted to get rid of the contents as well as because there's value to the contents.
All the profits from the cash and carry sale will go to the cash-strapped church. Currently, the church is a named defendant in close to 200 clergy sexual abuse lawsuits heading for settlement. This Jonia property, as we've reported, is also for sale.
It hasn't been bought yet. There's some interest. Again, part of the work that we're doing in this move to just move forward from the past and to what we believe will be brighter days, or in fact, it's brighter days now.
The cash and carry sale is set for Saturday, July 28th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Crystal Paco.
Elsewhere tonight, $2.5 million in federal funding for fish and wildlife conservation programs on Guam has passed the House. Congresswoman Madeline Berdallo says she was able to push through a bill that changes the funding formula and provides more parity for the territories. Berdallo says the measure almost doubles the amount of money previously allocated, with the funding distributed through the Department of the Interior. The bill was passed unanimously by the House, as I said, and now goes to the Senate for their consideration. Well, we have regional headlines for you now. Here is KSPN2 News up in Saipan.
Half a day, Guam. Here's what's making news in the CNMI. A new law establishes a state directory of new hires, as all employers are to report to the Office of the Attorney General Child Support Enforcement Office within the next 90 days, a list of current employees. KSPN2 speaks with Assistant Attorney General Bobby Cepeda for the details.
The purpose of the new hire law is to report all new hires within 20 days to the Attorney General's Office Child Support Enforcement Division, and we use that information mainly to locate non-custodial parents who owe child support, as well as to establish and enforce child support orders.
Assistant Attorney General Bobby Cepeda says this law establishing a state directory of new hires is essential for the CNMI.
We have cases where non-custodial parents are working and not paying their child support. So this directory of new hire will help us locate these people who owe child support.
I know this has been a common question since we even reported it. You know, why do we have to fill out all this information if employers don't have children? Can you clear the air on the reasoning behind that?
Yeah, that's a good question. First of all, if I could just give you a little background. All the 50 states and Guam, Puerto Rico, and the Virgin Islands have had this law in effect since 1997. So they've had it in the books for 21 years already, and the federal government required them to have it in order to continue receiving federal funding for their child support program. Now, the CNMI does not have a federally funded child support program yet, so we're working on that, and one of the steps to get there is to pass this law.
Watch these top stories and more at saipantv.com. For KSPN2, I'm Adriana Cotero.
Well, back on Guam, smartly dressed in lab coats, 2 high school students are preparing to present their research in the nation's capital. Justin Dakanai over at Ukadu High School and Michael Fernandez, the valedictorian of Simon Sanchez High School up in Jigo, spent the summer interning at UOG's Step Up program. In partnership with the University of Hawaii at Manoa, they paired up with faculty to conduct scientific research. Surrounded by their high school administrators, DOE officials presented Fernandez with a free airline ticket courtesy of DOA's mileage program, and Justin will be traveling to D.C. thanks to UOG's Step Up initiative.
I wanted to increase awareness of substance use within college students and provide necessary information to upcoming college students within University of Guam.
On a project that I call Painting the Pacific, a comparative analysis of the light fastness of watercolors made from plants indigenous to the Pacific region.
The young researchers will present their findings at a symposium on Monday the 30th, starting at 3 p.m. at UOG's Business Building. Congratulations to those 2 outstanding young men. All right, sports is coming up, but first, here is what Mother Nature has for us with your island weather.
Introducing the Alpha Plus app. With the rewards feature, you can earn points and get free rewards. Filing insurance claims gets no easier, as you can receive feedback within 24 hours. Easily check your insurance balance and insurance policy with the My Policy feature. So download the all-new Alpha Plus app on Google Play or the App Store. Alpha Plus, make every day a plus.
Character selfie specials at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam. Snap a selfie with any of our new friends, share it on social media, and tag us at CEC Guam. Show your post at the counter and get the special for only $5. Specials valid Mondays through Fridays in July at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam. KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports, brought to you by Triple J. Team Guam going to be represented in the men's and women's championship game at the Micro Games in Yap for basketball. I'll get to that in just a bit, but first off, some youth swimming for you. Check it out. The Rodriguez siblings have dreams of representing Guam and becoming the youngest brother and sister duo to swim in the Summer Olympics in France, held in 2024. Isla and Gabriel swim with the Blue Tide Aquatics Swim Club in Kingwood, Texas.
Alpha Day, I'm Isla, and I'm Gabriel, and we love to swim. My dad, he put me in the pool when I was 2, and I liked it. And then I tried out for the swim team when I was 3, and I didn't make it. And then when I was 4, I made it. And now I'm really good at swimming.
The 6-year-old holds numerous gold medals for breaststroke, backstroke, and freestyle. His best times are 22.61 in the 25-yard breaststroke, 21.89 for the 25-yard backstroke, and 18.23 in the 25-yard freestyle. Gabriel says he enjoys beating everyone and making new friends in the process.
Break a record for breaststroke and backstroke and freestyle. You have to be fast and you have to have a good technique.
Isla enjoys playing the piano, gymnastics, and is also a Girl Scout. Her immediate goals for the sport: beat her brother.
My goal is to beat my brother one day and make sure that he doesn't beat me again.
Their parents invest a lot of time and effort into their young sports careers. They were also local celebrities. Mother Norma Jean Cepeda Rodriguez was a former Miss Guam International in 1991, and Dad Paul was a DJ on I-94 known as DJ Don P. She has words of advice for beginner swimmers or anyone getting into the water for the first time.
Just make sure that you don't get scared of the water, because if you accidentally fall off of a boat, you won't know how to swim and you might drown.
Janina Chris is back from Yap, where she represented Guam in track and field, bringing home 4 gold medals at this year's Micronesian Games. She took gold in the 10K, 5K, 800 meters, and 1,500 meter events.
Yeah, it was a huge honor, again, representing the island, making the Guam team in the first place, but better yet, being able to dedicate that my performances to my mother, who is, battling breast cancer right now. Knowing that she's going through so much and fighting every single day to get better is definitely a motivation for me. When I feel like I want to quit, I just remember that she's not quitting. She's pushing through that.
Janina almost broke the Micro Games record for the 800 and 1,500 meter events. She has her eyes set on the 2019 Pacific Games in Samoa, where she hopes to also medal at the competition.
I definitely want to medal. I mean, everybody trains to win, but I know that they're going to be really fast out there. So even if I get a bronze or if I'm top 5, that would be a huge deal because those ladies are no joke. They're really fast.
Now for an update from the Micronesian Games in Yap, Guam's women's and men's national basketball teams are heading to the gold medal games. The women's team defeated Pohnpei in the semifinals, 81-54 to advance. The ladies will face the Republic of the Marshall Islands in the championship game. The men's team beat out Palau to get to the finals, 92-49. Will Stinnett led the way with 23 points and 10 rebounds. Mike Sakazaki added 17 points, 10 rebounds. Team Guam will also be taking on the Republic of the Marshall Islands in the finals. In soccer news, the Wings FC Youth Soccer Club will be taking part in the Nakaizu Winery Hill Cup Junior Tournament scheduled for next week. The tournament will be held in Shizuoka, Japan, with 13 other teams from Japan competing in the 8-on-8 tournament. 9 youth players and 3 coaches from the club are making the trip. First game for the club, 12:30 in the afternoon, Japan time Friday, against Uson Sports Club W, and again on the same day at 2:10 in the afternoon, Japan time, against Toyama Soccer Club A.
Well, that's going to do it for sports. We're back right after this.
Where will your sip take you?
You're gonna need more than an oil change. Okay.
Try our new slushies at McDonald's. Tropic Twist, Blue Raspberry, and Cherry Limeade. Perfect for summer, for a limited time.
As a nurse, I cared for thousands of patients at their time of greatest need. I know how important it is to have our only public hospital accredited. With your help, Josh and I will change our island's approach to healthcare. We will reduce insurance costs, make sure there are enough beds at GMH, better utilize public health centers, and invest in the latest technology. We will get the job done. I'm in to help get us there, and I humbly ask for your vote.
I'm Lulian Guerrero and I approve this message.
When you purchase a vehicle from our dealerships, we give back to the American Cancer Society and Guam Cancer Care. With your help, together, we've raised over $400,000, giving local cancer patients a gift of more anniversaries, more birthdays, more years, more days. Together, we're giving them the gift of time. Triple J, customers first.
365 days a year, we do the Cold Stone Creamery birthday shout-outs, and July 24th is extra special for these fellow Guamanians, our newest inductees, led off tonight by Shanae Avila. This comes with lots of love from Chris, Shai, Ani, and the entire family.
Happy birthday to Tammy Bamba with love, Aisha. Or, excuse me, that's Asia and the boys.
Very nice. Happy birthday number 11. We love you from your family. This one's going out to Kaylee Ekfaji.
Happy 5th birthday going out to Liam Sablon. We love you.
And happy birthday going out to Corinne Blas. Happy birthday to Corinne, coming from CJ and Grandma and Grandpa, as well as Uncle Craig, Uncle Cliff, and Tina and Nikki, and Tayden and Caleb and Mason.
Happy birthday to Madison Blaze Cruz.
And last but certainly not least, happy birthday wishes and welcome to the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club to Carl Pecha. These were just some of the many people, obviously, who had a birthday today. If you would like to be part of the club, all you got to do, go to KUAM.com, fill out the form, send us your picture, register, and you will be in. It's that easy.
And that's going to do it for us here on Primetime. Stay tuned. Extras next with Carmen.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E. home and lifestyle. Presented by Paradise Fitness Center, changing lives since 1996.
Welcome to News Extra. I'm Carmen Victoria Turlock.